Hello, everyone. This is going to be a quick demo on how you can integrate your AppArmor profiles with your deployments. So here's the GitLab documentation that describes this in basically 2 steps. The first step is that you need to set up a cluster management project that's going to enable the AppArmor installation. In the same place, you're also going to define which profiles you want to load into your cluster. The second step is to link through pod annotations the profile that you want to use for specific deployments. The prerequisite for this is that you need to have a cluster shared among the 2 projects. In this case here, I have on a group, I set up a cluster on the group, and those 2 projects are within this group. And another thing to keep in mind is that if we go to advanced settings, we should set the cluster management app here. Otherwise, it doesn't have enough permission to perform the steps that we want to do. So if we move on to the cluster management app that I have, it's a very basic setup. Here, that's the template that we use for cluster applications. And then inside a management app folder under .gitlab, I'm gonna enable ingress for us to use deployment later on in AppArmor. And inside AppArmor folder, that's the place that I'm gonna customize which profiles I wanna load in. So for the sake of this demo, it's going to be a basic profile that's going to deny top under bin folder. So I have deployed that, and I'm going to quick show here things that you should look forward. So on the step for AppArmor, if you run the pipeline for this project, you're going to see that that's the Helm chart installation for your AppArmor. And here you should see in config map, you should be able to see the profiles that you specified on your YAML file. If we move on to the app that we want to deploy, in this case here, I have a very simple app that's going to try to run top through a bash script file, and it's a Docker file that's going to copy this file to the Docker image and run it. Let me show you the GitLab CI/ML. You don't need all of this. I just let this for the sake of making it simple. And if we go to, the important thing is here under .gitlab, if we go to autodeploy values.yml, you're going to see the pod security, the pod annotation. So this first part here is specific to AppArmor annotation in Kubernetes. This is the name of your pod, of your container. And this is going to be default if you're using deploy apps. And this is the name of the profile, so they have to match it. And then if we go ahead and run this, it'll take a little bit of time. Let's see. Okay, for the sake of keeping the video short, I have cut the steps prior to production. And if we look into production, it's the deployment's happening. And then from here, we can go to the cluster to see more in details. And here we see that there is a pod that's getting deployed and there is an error. And when we log into this pod, when we see the logs for this pod, we see that the permission was denied for the script because of our rule. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this video.